Before we do anything, I want you to hear this. ChatGPT is safe. It's private. It's not watching you, and it's not judging you. And you don't need to be technical to use it. Hi, I'm Tina. I'm 75, and I am definitely not a tech person. I just wanted life to feel easier, and this does that. This isn't about learning software, it's about getting help in everyday life. I'm going to share 6 simple ways I use ChatGPT practically every day that actually make a difference. And I'm going to do one screen share to show you something for the thing number one. Let me get this ready here because I think you're really going to love number one. The number one is that you can talk to ChatGPT instead of type. Now, let me just pause for a moment. You are going to need a ChatGPT account to do this. You can sign up for the free level. I'll put the link in the description to help you get there. So if you don't already have an account, be sure you sign up for one so that you can try these tips that I'm going to share with you today. So right now, we're going to do a little screen share. Let me get this ready for you. There we go. It takes a minute sometimes, and I'm going to put myself down here in the corner so I'm not distracting you. And I'm going to close my sidebar so that's not distracting you. So here's what I want to show you. There's a couple different ways that you can use ChatGPT without typing. And the reason that this is important is because for some of us, vision is an issue. Maybe you've had cataract surgery like I have, or my 78-year-old husband, Ron, is legally blind. He uses ChatGPT every single day without being able to type, and in his case, without being able to read without a tremendous effort, and certainly not on his phone to be able to read what ChatGPT is saying. So what I want you to notice, here's where you would have a conversation with ChatGPT. And there's 2 little things right here that are important. The first one is this little microphone. When you hover over it, you'll notice it says dictate because you're going to talk to ChatGPT. And this is how you do it. First, we're going to click on the microphone. Then we're simply going to say whatever it is we want to say to ChatGPT. And then I'll show you how you send that message and how ChatGPT answers you. So this is method number 1 for talking instead of typing. I'm going to click on the microphone. Hey, ChatGPT, I'm demonstrating right now for my viewer exactly how they can talk to you instead of type to you. I find this so incredibly convenient because I can just talk, and there's something about the natural flow of conversation when you're talking instead of typing that takes away the kind of self-conscious tendency we have to edit ourselves. You can just talk. So tell me, ChatGPT, do you find that this is especially convenient for those of us that are over 50s, 60s, and even in our 70s or 80s to be able to just talk to you? And so what I'm going to do right now is show my viewer, you, how I click on that little check mark. Don't click the X because it will disappear everything you just said. Click on the check mark. See the little wheel turning? And what you just said in just a moment is going to turn into the words that you just said. There they are. Don't have to worry about spelling or punctuation. ChatGPT figured that all out. That was one more step. Your little up arrow. Mine's purple because I set mine to be purple, but yours will probably be blue unless you change the color. And we're going to hit that little arrow, and that's what actually sends the message to ChatGPT, just like that. And says, I love that you're showing this, Tina, because this is exactly what makes voice so powerful. And so as we're getting everything it said, I'll show you another little tip here. If you click on these 3 dots at the bottom of what it said right here, click on the 3 dots, you can choose read aloud and listen what happens.
I love that you're showing this, Tina, because this is exactly what makes voice so powerful. When you talk instead of type, your thoughts come out more naturally. You don't stop every 2 seconds to fix spelling, reword things, or wonder if it sounds right. You just speak.
Now I'm going to stop her reading aloud, but that's one way you can do it, or you can just read her answer if that's convenient for you. Now let me show you the second way you can talk to ChatGPT. Again, back down in our right-hand corner, not the microphone this time where it says dictate. This time It looks like a little kind of a speaker, a little set of vertical lines in a circle. Mine happens to be purple, yours will probably be blue. And it says use voice mode. When you hover over it, use voice mode. Here's what happens when you do this. Okay, so now we're going to just go into voice mode. And thank you for answering about why this is so convenient for seniors and beginners to be able to just talk to ChatGPT. And for those of us that use our hands when we talk, we can get really excited about what we're saying. And all of that is something that you can literally interpret, kind of the pacing and the nuances of what we say. So it's more than just words on a page. It's actually coming more from the heart of us, the speaker, talking to you. Isn't that right?
Absolutely, Tina, you're spot on. And I love how you put that, because when we're just chatting away, it does come from the heart. It's not just these static words on a page, it's the rhythm, the little quirks, the excitement, and the pauses, all those human things that make it feel like a real
Oh, but wait a
conversation.
second. If I interrupt you, what happens if I interrupt you if I have this urgent question? But what about those pauses? Will you forget what I'm saying if I pause for too long?
No worries at all. If you interrupt or if you pause, it's a normal conversation. I'll just hang out for a moment and wait for you to jump back in. And if there's a little bit of a pause, I won't forget what you were saying. I'll just pick up right where we left off. So you can totally just treat this like you would any chat with a friend. There's no rush, and I'm not going to lose the thread if you take a breath or jump in with something new.
And then after we have our conversation, to end it, I'm just going to press this end button. I'm just going to let you know I'm going to end the conversation here. But then everything we talked about is preserved in this thread. It's called a thread when we have a conversation, a continuous conversation. And it will still be here if someone wants to come back and have you read it aloud or check back for something important that was said. Isn't that right?
Exactly, you've got it, Tina. Once you hit that end button, our whole conversation is basically saved in what we call a thread. So if anyone wants to come back later, revisit what we talked about, have it read out loud again, or just pick up where they left off, it's all right there waiting for them.
Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I am going to end now. So thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Tina. And hey, no worries at all. Interruptions are just part of the fun. It was great chatting, and I'm glad we could do this.
I'm just going to say, isn't that awesome? This is worth the whole video just to know how to do that. And this is how my husband communicates with ChatGPT all through the day. Now, I will tell you, you can choose a different voice. You don't have to have a female voice. You don't have to have a British accent. I happen to like this. And I'll show you another time if you would like me to. I'll show you how you can choose the voice that you want to have. There's a selection of them inside ChatGPT. But there is a voice assigned. There will be a voice even if you haven't chosen one. And so you can begin immediately and never have to touch the keyboard if you don't want to. And again, it does save the conversations for you. So you're not going to lose anything by having an actual conversation. So that's thing one. You don't have to type, you can just talk. And it gives you back independence if you have a visual impairment. It really just feels powerful because if you can talk, you can use ChatGPT. Now, that is not very techy at all. Okay. Number two, medical help in plain English. This one's really huge because the way it is now, most of us have a portal of some kind that we get from our doctor's office or from a hospital visit. Remember the old days when we had to wait for weeks for lab results and you had to go back into the doctor and have a big explanation? Now, especially with blood work, for example, you may have some of your results within a few hours, the very same day, that's in your inbox for inside your portal. And so what you can do is take those results, copy and paste them into ChatGPT and simply ask, can you explain this in simple English? What do these values mean? Is there anything I need to be concerned about? If you have a diagnosis, my husband recently had an MRI and he does have a diagnosis from that. And we got the report way before we heard from the doctor. And so I copied that into ChatGPT and said, could you please explain this in simple English so we can understand what's happening here? You can ask questions like, okay, so I'm going to have a follow-up appointment with my doctor. What questions should I ask my doctor about this? What am I not understanding that I might need a further explanation on that I don't even know how to ask right now? You can ask, is this something urgent or something to watch? You can keep a list of medications, dosages, allergies, doctors, all those things that you know how it is to fill out those forms or answer those questions. You can have all that saved inside ChatGPT. And by having the free app on your phone, you can access it just like that. You could even show it to a practitioner and say, here's my medications. For example, Ron isn't able to write all those things down. And if for some reason I wasn't in the room with him, he has a way to be able to communicate that. So it's perfect for forms and potentially for medical emergencies. Remember, ChatGPT is not a doctor, but it is a translator that you can trust and depend on. Number 3, kitchen help and food ideas. Now, again, your computer in your pocket, your smartphone, you can take a picture of what's in your fridge. There's a way to do it on ChatGPT. Or if you have a photo, you can send it to ChatGPT. Again, I can cover this on future videos if you're interested. But you can literally show it a picture of what's on the shelf in your refrigerator and say, here's what I have. What can I make? It's that simple. You could ask ChatGPT, give me a simple menu for the week. You could ask it, I'm not feeling so great today. What's a simple and fast way to make some chicken soup? And it'll give you recipes. You can ask it, help me use what I have already bought. Here's what I have. You could take a picture of what's on your counter if you lay it all out, or you could just tell it, I have a can of beans, I have some cheese, I have a couple of eggs, I have some cornmeal. What can I do with that? And see what it gives you. And I'll tell you what we did during the summer here in Tucson, when they have an overabundance of produce that they get from various shopping outlets and things, that it can still be perfectly good fresh produce, but it's going to go to the dump. It's going to get thrown out. And so you can sign up and it's free to get these extra produce. You might want to think about that in your community. It's a little bit seasonal, but in Arizona, the season's pretty long. And so some months ago, one of the things they had was cucumbers. And when we got there, it was pickling cucumbers. And we're like, uh-oh, we have no idea how to do anything with these. We didn't want to waste them. And so we asked ChatGPT, how do we make pickles with pickling cucumbers? Told us what to get. We went, got the big kettle down at Ace Hardware. We got some of the things we needed, told us what equipment we would need. And look what we did. We made 20 jars of pickles. We did 10 of dill and 10 of sweet. Would have no idea how to do this. ChatGPT walked us through the steps, and here it is. The top still in, nicely sealed, looking good. We made pickles. And so not only did we not waste the food, but we felt really proud of ourselves because we never got taught by anybody in our families how to can things, how to preserve things. And so it's not just recipes, it's confidence, it's feeling good about yourself, it's not wasting food. ChatGPT can help you do all of that. Number 4, simple exercise and encouragement. We all need to move more, right? And so you could ask it, create a short routine that I'll actually stick with. Check in with me. When I come back and have a conversation with you, ask me how it's going with my exercise routine. Encourage me. What can I do with 4-pound weights? How can I start a gentle walking program so I don't injure myself? And yes, you can tell it not to sugarcoat anything. Just be very straightforward. Tell it like it is. Don't try to placate me, because ChatGPT might have a tendency to be a little over encouraging sometimes. Oh, you're so amazing kind of thing. And if you really would prefer it not to, you can actually teach it not to, and it will follow your leads. And you can say, I want support, not fluff, right? Number 5, travel and outings. This is a fun one. Do you remember the old days when we had to order stuff from AAA, go pick up the maps, unfold them, trip ticks? Remember, this is where you can stop for lunch. This is where you can get fuel. Okay, remember those days? Those days are gone forever. And we can also just look at simple itineraries for local. So you might be traveling some distance. You could ask it for, what are some good places to stop? What are some tourist attractions I should see on the route from here to there? What's the best route to get there? And so, yeah, you can do some of these things with GPS, but you get more personal when you deal with ChatGPT. You can tell it what you like to do. You can say, what do you want to know from me before you make a recommendation? Another great way to use it is for local things to do where you already live. You can have ideas when guests visit about what sites would be the best. What's the most popular thing I could go to with my 10-year-old grandchild? Where is walking easy and level for someone with a disability? What are the best restaurants in town if we want quiet, or the best outdoor seating, or good parking with lots of handicap spaces and no steps? Whatever you need, you can ask ChatGPT and it will answer you and give you recommendations. So it's very handy for that. And number 6, another one of our favorites, gardening. We live in Arizona where can be 118 in the summer, and we can have mornings sometimes because of the location of where we are by a wash and by a mountain range on the edge of town here. It can get down to 18 sometimes, really cold. And so we can ask, what is the best for zone 9? What is the zone where we are? We asked it that. What's the elevation where we are? We've asked it that. And if you're at a nursery, you could take a picture of a plant and send it to ChatGPT and say, how would this do? Or what is this plant? What is the name of this plant? If you see something that you were interested in, I would like to maybe plant that. What's the best way to plant citrus here? When should I fertilize? We've grown huge barrels of vegetables. These are things Ron and I had not done in the past, that we've had very ambitious vegetable garden this last summer, almost all of it in containers. We use big whiskey barrels to be able to do that. And we grew cherry tomatoes, full-size tomatoes, peppers. And by the way, when we made those pickles, we also did pickle some peppers. Try saying that fast, right? And we did some pickled peppers as well as pickles. And ChatGPT helped us do all of those things. There's so many more things that it can help you with. And none of this has to be complicated. None of it has to be scary. It's just a way of asking for help and even having a little companionship in a new way, especially when you use the voice mode. It really feels quite personal to you when you have those conversations. Now, you don't have to try and do all 6 of these all at once. If there was one that stood out for you, give that one a try. Maybe it's just going to be like a simple recipe for something. Or maybe it's going to be, how should I plant this new plant that I got? Is this a good time? Does it need sun or shade? How much water does it need? So just use one that feels right for you. And there's no reason to be overwhelmed with it. Because if it can help us, me, a non-techie 75-year-old, and my husband, a blind guy with a bad knee and hearing aids, what can it do for you? I also want to help you out by giving you a free quick start guide for ChatGPT that's specifically for seniors and beginners. I'm going to put the link here in the description. It's absolutely free. I invite you to take advantage of that. And it also includes a little free lesson plan that it follows up with. It'll teach you something new each day for a few days in a row about using ChatGPT and how you can talk with some little prompts to help you get started, whether it's for personal use or perhaps you have some kind of a business that you're exploring. So I hope this is helpful. Let me know in the comments, are you using ChatGPT? And if so, what are some of the fun things that you've discovered you can do with it that are helpful? It might help someone else to hear about. I'm so happy to be here with you today because I am with you. I'm walking this path right along with you as we get older, and we want some things to be just a little bit easier and more convenient. And we don't want to get left behind with some of these things that can actually make things easier for us, like ChatGPT. This is Tina Lorenz. I often say, we're not done yet, and it's never too late. And certainly isn't too late for you to learn how to use ChatGPT. Until next time, I will be talking to you again soon. Bye for now.